Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is going on, everybody? Tresho9 here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are just vibing out right now. We are just chilling. I'm feeling good. I'm super tired. These days have just been quite productive, and because of that, it's just it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We get stuff done. We're moving and we're shaking. Barriers and challenges have come my way, and I just send them on their way. And so let's get into it. Today is called the Creative Father, and what that is just really a few things, right? It's our Heavenly Father being creative in what He has been creative in and all that He has created, which is everything. And then allowing me to do the same thing with the gifts that I've been given. You dig? So I'm going to be doing some work a little bit and just tweaking some stuff and playing some tunes. And then we'll get into some discussion as well, or get into a talk as well. And then, we'll see what happens from there. But this is the Creative Father podcast on the Tresho9 network. And yes, sir, it's going to be good. You know, I think that when you look at, I see everything through the lens of creativity. Everything, work, play, sex, relationships, marriage, friendships. It's literally, to me, it is all about creating and being creative at all times. And so I believe that is life. We are playing a role in life, you dig? And so theater and the things of drama is part of it, right? It's what sustains us. It's what we want and what we long for. And some of us like it more than others, you dig? Yes, sir. But you're tuning in to Tresho9 podcast. I've been doing this campaign where we've been going live pretty much every day, except for Wednesday. I teach another class on Wednesdays nights, and 10-hour days, and it gets taxing. And so maybe I'll do it. Depends on I guess this is what this is all about. It's about exercising and getting in the mode of creating and being creative and doing things that I set out to do. You dig? And that's the encouragement to you. You dig? That's what I'm hoping that it would happen, that you would come on and you would be inspired to do what you are called to do or what you're supposed to do, whatever that is. And so, that's what this is, man. And I love music, and so we're going to be having some tunes out here, you dig, with the lo-fi sort of hip-hop. It's just a Spotify mix. Check it out, and then Shazam the songs that you like and whatnot. But let's get into it. And I love this way of doing things, honestly, because usually when I first started Tresho9 and I first started going doing podcast, it was just audio, and the whole purpose of that was the relationship experience. You know what I'm saying? So it was things that I was experiencing and things that I have personally experienced or currently experiencing, or it was me doing the research, right? I enjoy relationships and I enjoy being creative. And so I was bringing those two things together, you know, and this is a birth from that. And so being live versus just like recording is just something different to me. I'm not really sure why, but it causes you to be on point, which is challenging and keeping up and whatnot. And so that's what this episode is about, is being the creative father, right? You can interpret that how you want to interpret that, and you can change that if you want to, right? You might be the creative mom, or uncle or whatever the title that you put in there. I just like father because I'm a father and I am driven by my heavenly Father, and that has always been the case. No matter where I am and no matter what I'm doing, it doesn't even matter if I was in hell right now. I believe that God would be with me in that moment. And sometimes this life can feel like that, right? But we overcome and we stay positive, and it's something that I ran from, to be honest with you. And it just wasn't until like I was driving to work this morning and I was really thinking about, I have a philosophy of life. I have a certain philosophy, and it changes and it grows. It doesn't stay stagnant. But what remains the same, there's a few things, right? But one of those things that is part of the puzzle is positivity. And I used to run from that. I used to not, I'd be like, man, come on, man. Like, people just don't want to always, be positive, because that's not real life. You know what I mean? And I think that for me, as I create this, being positive is not necessarily saying that it's the absence of issues or the absence of pain. That's not what that is. That all that stuff is still there, yet I'm choosing to see it in a different way. I mean, even right now, like I remember in March, I believe, I think it was March, beginning of March, maybe, possibly of this year, I lost my job. And 2 weeks later, my wife lost her job. And then, which took us in even to so much debt, and still dealing with it. And I'm writing up a plan today on my phone, and it just like looks so daunting, you dig? It just looks like, man, we're never going to pay this off. We're never going to get, like, we could be using this money for something better, you know what I mean? Like, or something. But think about that. Think about if I just said we can be using this money for something better, but it's like I have a place for my kids to sleep, and that's what it's about. I have the opportunity to keep them, housed, even if we're on the street, man. I'm telling you right now, it's just, I believe that that's what makes you rich. you dig? That's what makes you rich. Excuse me. What makes you rich is being able to be in hell and then creating a whole new life, right? The positive life. And I was running from that because I was so consumed and so concerned, used to be, about what everybody else was thinking. And when you are in that mode, you will be stagnant, and you won't get anything done. That's just, yeah, man. And so there is going to come a time where I will consume less and less and less and less media, to the point where I am the media. And I say that now because that is basically accountability. And I can't sit here and say, and it doesn't even matter if it's this. It doesn't matter. This just happens to be something that before any of this was created, I was here before that camera, this computer, this microphone. I was here before that. Meaning that everything that I'm saying now is only and is everything that I wanted to say back when I was a kid. And I get these philosophies from different groups of people. And today I was driving to work, and really I'm a mixture of all kinds of people that people don't like. Here's my parents. A preacher, a hippie, a player, and a pimp. If those people got together and had a baby, it would be me. And spend time with me and see why that is. Not saying that I condone these people's actions. I don't condone anybody's actions, except for myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know, why would I would even do that, but that's what most people are doing. I just don't, I'm just not into it anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's time to receive those that really want to go deep. You know what I mean? They are, I think what happened is it was about a friend of mine who ended his life. And since then, I was extremely angry when that happened. I was grieving in my own way, and I was angry because it's like the pressure that men have is so immense. It's so crazy, and we hide it all the time. And then we put it out on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really honestly deserve it. That shit's gotta stop, man. I'm so done. And when I say all these people, because it's like all these different philosophies, if you really take heed to when you're talking about a person and making a profit, not necessarily meaning money. It's not about just money. It's about something a lot more than money, man, because you can't take that to the grave. I need a studio, man, because I'm about to do nuts. You can't take that to the grave. But being positive is like, man, you see these preachers out here super positive. You see hippies are so positive. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a philosophy, man. So that's what I was thinking about when I was going to work today. Yeah, man, work was good today. I was productive. I was creative. And I feel like I feel great in the role that I'm doing. It was funny because we were talking about money and trying to figure some stuff out, budget wise and hiring and whatnot. And it's like you can get discouraged sometimes. You can get discouraged. I do work for a nonprofit, and this particular nonprofit, I mean, it doesn't necessarily. I've gotten different income. I've gotten greater income, than this. But the work that we're doing is like it is. I will work 3 jobs because I want to stay at this job. That's how, you know what I'm saying? And that to me is success. That to me, and to be happy. There are people out here that are not happy. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're faking it, y'all. I've had a few people tell me that. Like, I'm totally faking it. My whole life is a joke. I'm not happy. And I think about my friend who ended his life, and I'm just like, bruh, it made me mad to the point where I don't even want to consume social media anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just done. And what I want to do is I want to be the positive in the social media part to people out there. And I'm not selling nothing right now. I'm not selling a damn thing, dog. Not a damn thing, dog. I'm just chilling, to be honest with you. And I'm working. You dig? And I'm growing, and I'm healing the inner child. I'm doing the work. That's what it's all about. And I'm just doing the work, even if it hurts, even if I don't want to, but it's like every single time I can be creative, and every time I can do exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and that God has put me to, bruh. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, dog. Let's go. You dig? And I just be pumping myself up like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad when you are consuming so much social media that you begin to adopt an idea that somebody has. You begin to adopt this idea to the point where you're like, well, I can't unfollow them because I don't actually I don't actually like condone what they're doing anymore. And like, I don't want to unfollow them. What if they see me unfollow, man? What if they know this and that? And you know what I'm saying? Man, come on now. Stop all of that, dude. You took it too far and you put way too much. If you're going to put that too much thought into it, you don't need to be looking at nothing on social media, dog. And so these are the things that I think about. These are the things that I go through. These are how I analyze my life, and I do reflections on my own self, and I do the work. Not because I want to do it. Used to be because I wanted something from somebody. Now I don't even give a shit. For real, nigga. Like I'm like not even no. And the reason being is I have to attribute it to there's a lot of different things, but one of the things is my wife saw me in the lowest low of my life, and which was actually recently. It was really recently. It was this year, and it came about because I was feeling some type of way about my parents and them not my biological parents, and then them not actually being in my life and parenting me. I was feeling rejected, and I was crazy because it's like, man, I'm 47 years old. I'm still feeling this. This is ridiculous. I came to a point where I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I do not want to do this anymore. I do not want to sit here and feel this way. Like, I am done. I will overcome this thing. And I won't do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it by myself. I'm not willing per se and making it happen. It is about surrendering. I have on my board in my office, I have in a whiteboard, and in back of that board, in back of me on that board it says, just give up. And everybody questions that. Everybody thinks that is harsh, Mark. That's like, just give up. Like what? Yeah, just give up. Literally just give up is one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I traveled back in time. And I went to the point of this person, this young person, myself, who began to feel those feelings of rejection because his biological parents didn't want him, right? Didn't want him. You dig? Right? It doesn't matter what I thought or think or what the circumstance was or is. None of that actually mattered. It was, what was I going to do with the information that was given to me? How was I going to operate? Because as an adult, here I am saying, I wouldn't change it for the world because it's made me who I am. So I had to go back in time to be able to heal that child, the inner child of mine. I had to go back in time, and I went back in time and basically said, hey buddy, little homie, you're good. You're good. It's all good. And you're good too. None of that doesn't even matter. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter. It's not even about you. It's not even about you. You over here thinking your parents don't want you has nothing to do with you. Literally, when you think about it. And how I know is because we were taking a trip to Lahaina, and I was going to go see a friend, and then we were going to go take some photos, and then we were going to hang out as a family on the beach and whatnot. And in me going there, some stuff had went down that was like very, it was very telling, and it allowed me to understand a lot about myself. And whatever happened, right? I'm not going to get into the details because it doesn't really matter. But whatever happened, it brought me to that point, to that feeling of being rejected. And I was low. I went real low real quick, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Man, my nose, excuse me. Oh my goodness. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing that ever happened to me. It was, I can't even, I'm trying to explain it. I'm going to try to explain it to you. So what I had to do was I had to bring myself in the moment, right? The moment the overwhelming feeling of rejection, right, comes over and it overtakes everything, and it almost made me not want to walk. And I was just like stuck. But what I did know is I had to get to my family. So I walked to my family, and because I went to the bathroom and they kept going to the mall, and I walked to them, and as I'm walking to them, I'm just like, it's just getting worse, and I'm getting angry, because I don't want to cry in public, but the overwhelming feeling of rejection was like crazy, and I just kept saying, why am I thinking like this? Why do I feel like this? This is crazy. Where is this coming from? Out of left field, let me tell you, everybody. Out of nowhere. I was feeling so good, and then all of a sudden, it's like I went pee and then flooded with these crazy thoughts. It's like, what the heck? I said, nah, player. No. We're not doing this. And I remember I washed my hands, walked out. Like I said, I was going to my family, and I get there, and I was just like dazed and confused. My wife was like, what's wrong? I was like, it's not even you. I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you right now, dog. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I would love to have an answer for you right now. I think that's what I said. I don't remember. It was the weirdest thing. It was like somebody gave me some drugs, but they didn't though. And so my kids were playing this and that, and I was just like, you know what? I think we need to go home because I think I'm hungry. I think that's what's wrong with me. Like I'm on edge right now. And then we got ready to go. Went to the restroom, and as I'm coming out from the restroom, like I turn a corner and somebody like almost like pushes me, like we both came across, and oh shoot, excuse me, my bad. And then he said something to me, and then I just snapped. And I was with my sons, and I was just like, you know, I said some stuff to him. It was crazy. And then Makai was like, Dad, what's wrong? Like, he was so lost, because he was like, who is this man, like, talking about me? Who is this man acting like this? And then I snapped out of it for a little bit, just to get us back home, you know, because I had to drive back home. And got home, and I just sat in this carport right here. And I think this is why it's symbolic of me actually doing this podcast right here, because I just sat in this very place, and I stayed up till I don't know how long, and I just walked in circles, and I just walked, and I just started praying. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't actually know. Nothing happened. Nothing necessarily happened to me. It was weird, you know? And and I think it's going to come to me. I really do. I think it's going to come to me, but it's just not. So I'm in the beginning stages of this healing process of healing the inner child by going back into time, basically, and dealing with this. And I sat here and I cried out, walked around, and I just started to hear God say, just say yes to everything that I tell you to do. I said, yes. At this point, I was like, I was ready to do whatever it took at this point it was like oh man, like it was like getting like, it makes me get the heebie-jeebies or whatever that word is. Just thinking about it. It was like I got like chicken pox and I was just itching. Like it was that annoying. Like it was like an attack, right? It was an actual attack. And I fought it and I won, right? I didn't win with my strength though. You dig? And what definitely wasn't my strength. That's for sure. Because I was feeling super weak all of a sudden, randomly. And so I had a million thoughts racing through my mind. Never once did I think I was going to end my life. Nah, never. Not that I'm any better or anything like that. It just never happened. Not saying it's never happened. However, at this point, it did not cross my mind, which is a blessing, you dig? And so then like something broke, like something like once I started saying yes, I was walking in circles and going, yes, yes. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that too. Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, I dig. Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing, dog? Like, stop it right now. And partly was going live, right? One of them was going live, and then one of them also was, another one was, face your fears, face them, face all of them. And I'm not talking about like, hey, look, you put me in a bed of spiders, it's a wrap, nigga. No, I'm not. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like emotional intelligence, dealing with my whatever this was, whatever this was going on, like, I just wanted to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to deal with it and really feel it and really like lock into it. And that's what's going on. It's still going on right now. It's still going on. It's still a process, and this is part of the process. And it's funny because that's how I started Tresho9. I started Tresho9 because I wanted to become the greatest communicator. I wanted to do radio. I wanted to do radio before all this stuff was even here. The idea was way before this. This just gives me the vehicle and the road to even do all this. Excuse me. Because now I can do exactly what and it'll grow from here. You just got to start. And that was the thing, is like, you just got to start as a creative father, right? A creative person, creative, whoever you are. You just got to start. You just got to start. I already have this computer. I've had this computer for a while. I've had the camera for a while. This Rodecaster that I'm using over here is fairly new, right? And it was a blessing. It's only going to cost me like $150. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm in. And so, yeah, I'm going to do some work at this time. And my throat is tripping right now. I might even get some water. Like I said, it's late here in where I'm at in beautiful Hawaii, Maui. I'm learning how to pronounce stuff. So Hawaiian is not my first language. And there's certain ways to say certain things. So I'm learning, and I'm appreciative, and I'm grateful for that. So let's listen to some tunes. Tresho9, thank you once again for tuning in to the Chill Spot.
Trying, but it doesn't get any better. The more I try, the more it gets worse. We both know we'll never go any further.
Check it. It's interesting because as I'm doing a little study here, I don't really necessarily have a time limit on it. My voice is just shot for this week. And so it's all good, though. I'm still here. I got my tea over here. I'm drinking the chamomile tea, and it tastes so good. So I want to read to you, just in the light of talking about the Creative Father, and talking about Heavenly Father. It brought me to Psalms 103:13. You dig? So if you want to go there right now, Psalms 103:13, you can go there right now. And it says, the Lord, in all caps, which is God Almighty, is like a father to his children, tender and compassionate to those who fear him. And I thought that was very interesting. As a man, we have to be submissive to the Almighty God because that's the creator, right? That's our father, and that's who created us. You dig? So we submit to him, and that's who we are in submission to, because we understand that everything, that all of our help comes from this source. So we wouldn't be who we are without it. And we have to really understand that. And we do understand that. As a man, you should understand that. As mighty as you are, you need to submit to something. We are going to submit to God. And so that was a Psalms 103:13. The Lord is like a father to his children, tender and compassionate to those who fear him. Oof, come on now. It's this fear, this reverence, this understanding, right? You got to really understand, to be a powerful man, you have to understand that someone is greater than you, and you want it to be your creator. Because ultimately, as we talk about relationships, because this is the relationship podcast, we do talk about relationships, and we get into it. And as I grow, we're going to get even more into it. And we're going to leave out the fluff. We're going to leave out the fluff. But my role, I believe, right, as I understand the relationship that I have with God, this relationship is I'm submitting to him. So I get all my power from him. And then my wife submits to me. You dig? And that's how that goes. In our world. Okay. I know a lot of women don't like that, because they don't want a man to control them. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't see it as control. You can, if you want to, you can put whatever labels you want to put on it. But my wife can come and go as she pleases. Well, she can't come and go as she pleases. She can go, if her hypergamy, or if her, like, you know what, I think it's better, the grass is greener on the other side, then you can go. But you got to go by yourself. You got to go by yourself, because we're not doing that whole, we don't believe in it's the whole phase. I'm going through my whole phase right now. We don't do that. Obviously, we've made many mistakes, you dig? But yeah, we don't necessarily condone that. And so when I hear this fear, it's this reverence that he's talking about there in Psalms. There's another one, 2 Corinthians 6:18. See if I can get there. I mean, I know I can get there, but okay, my computer, what you want to do, just stop? I'll go on my phone then. Forget you. This is Chopped and Screwed of, what's his name? I can't think of this guy's name anyway. It don't matter. What'd I say? 2 Corinthians 6:18. It's in 5. I will be like a father to you, and you shall be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty. Now, these are verses that I have held on to pretty much all my life. You dig? Because you even though that wasn't necessarily the case, I felt like, hey, my biological father doesn't want me and is not around, which is it's unbearable. You know what I mean? Like that, you shouldn't put that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I understand though. I understand. I put myself through the most rigorous situations when it comes to spirituality. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? But I had a skin rash that overtook my skin some years ago, and it was hell on earth. And I was hot and cold both at the same time. I can laugh now, but it's not funny. It was not. I was not laughing. It was for 3 months, maybe 2, maybe even longer. Who knows? I don't really know. I wasn't keeping score, but at the time I was working at a job that I can work from home, which was good. And because of that, I couldn't sleep because nothing could touch me. So I only wore underwear. Even that was excruciating. I had to have a fan on me at all times because it was like I was burning up constantly, like I was on fire. It was hell. Long story short, and I was freezing all at the same time, and I couldn't take a shower. And that's where I learned how to take cold showers, because when I can finally take a shower, I can only take a cold shower, because hot shower would irritate my skin. And during that process, I watched tons of movies, but it was very uncomfortable. But I would just have the TV on, and I would just try to sleep, and I would have to sleep in like on my knees, butt in the air, face down, ass up, basically, with like a pillow, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. In that time, my father came up a lot during that time, a lot. And there was a point in the whole situation where I was basically like, I get it. I get what my father might have gone through, the struggles that he might have gone through. Good looking man, light skinned black guy who was, I think, 6 something, very handsome, green eyes. Yeah. Good looking guy. So I get it, right? Where he's just, he's got women in his life, a lot of them, or enough of them to make, 4 or 5 babies or whatever he had that we know of. And years later, obviously, like, I've forgiven my father. He died when I was 10. And so it wasn't like I can go talk to him, when I got angry or whatever. But I understood what he was going through as a man, as a black man, during those times, where we weren't as so popular as we are now, I guess. And why is that? It's because I was going through something. I was going through some pressure. The pressure was on me, right? Because I was the only person who was working at the time. And it was just rough, man. I was just like, man, but I wouldn't give up. I just did not give up, man. I still don't give up. It's crazy, and it always, I keep thinking about Donnie Wright, the kid that I knew, a friend that I knew who ended his life. I keep thinking about that pressure, that's on folks, and to understand that, what was it? To understand that God is going to be our Father. God's going to be He's going to father us. So He's going to take us bastard children and adopt us and make us whole, because we're out there solo, technically. You know what I mean? My family stepped up for sure. Like my aunties and uncles stepped up major step up. They did literally the best they could. You dig? And I'm grateful and appreciative for my family. I really am, man. I had the chance, and I continue to have the chance to interview my family, and we're trying to put together some sort of a documentary of some sorts, and I'm interviewing folks and getting to know all this information. There's hours and hours and hours and days, months, years, decades, centuries of information. And I come from a lineage. I come from really good pedigree. Like, no joke. Like, it's crazy. It almost kind of like scoffs in the face of what the world wanted to do with black folks and how they wanted to bring us down. Like, my family's like, nah, we're good. We're gonna persevere. We're not gonna get 1 degree. We're gonna get 2. We're gonna get 3. We're not gonna just be working 9 to 5s. We're gonna be doctors and lawyers and philanthropist, however you say that. We're going to be political. We're going to help people. That was the one thing that when I started to interview people, were all in things of service. And obviously, like, it looks like, well, you're still a slave. Yes and no. Because we're still fighting for certain freedoms. And the women in our to hear the women in our family to be black women, it's almost like you hear it's no different, almost. You know what I mean? There's a different privileges and stuff like that between men and women, but like, you hear, like, I was black in radio, I was black in TV, and to see that, even though I had the education and I had these certain attributes and these certain skills and these certain talents, I didn't get picked because I was a woman, and not alone, let alone a woman, but a black woman. You know what I mean? So the strikes were already against some of my family members. Being black and being a man is challenging as well. And so I say all that to say that that's why I wouldn't change it for the world. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I don't know what to say. I don't see myself like, oh, I wish I was in that family. I wish I was in that. No, I don't. No, I don't. I've counseled families that I'm like, whew, thank you, Jesus, dog. Like, for real. Like, whew. I have it really good in comparison, like really, really good, in comparison. I've heard some stuff. So I'm grateful. You dig? I'm grateful. Man, my throat is killing me. I'm not sure if I can keep going. Oh my goodness. I know what, I'm gonna stay up a heck of late even after this. No, I'm just playing. I will though. Let's do some reading. At some point in your growth, it starts to become quieter inside. This happens quite naturally as you take a deeper seat within yourself. You then come to realize that through you, though you have always been in there, you have been completely overwhelmed by the consistent bombardment of thoughts and emotions and sensory inputs that draw on your consciousness. As you see this, it begins to it begins to dawn on you that you might actually be able to go beyond all these disturbances. The more you sit in the seat of witness and consciousness, the more you realize that since you are completely independent of what you are watching, there must be a way to break free from the magical hold that the psyche has on your awareness. So the more you become aware, and to become aware, you have to shed things off. You have to shed things. You have to get rid of things. You have to just give up. You have to surrender. You must do this, because if you don't, I mean, it will take over your life, and your body won't be able to be mobile anymore. As a creative father, I want to create, even with my family, I want to create a newness with them. Being a father to me is, like I've said this plenty of times in so many different podcasts before this one, is that, I mean, they're growing up like I've never grown up before. You know what I mean? And just alone being a father and not having one, and being in a family that is of four, it was just me, basically. I had a brother, a half brother. We have the same mother, and he was adopted, but we actually adopted him back in to the family, and he was with my uncle and my aunt, and he went with them. So I didn't necessarily grow up in his house. My cousin grew up with him, and so that was a blessing. You dig? But my kids are, they're all here under the same roof, and and it's like, sometimes it's overwhelming. My oldest daughter, she's like, we got a big, to her, 6 people is like huge. And it can be a little bit chaotic. There's a lot of dishes, and there's a lot of food that is consumed and purchased. There's just a lot going on. Everybody has 6 different people. I got my podcast stuff. We do homeschool, so we're home constantly, right? And we do these things because we want a different life for them. I've always wanted to homeschool, and the fact that I'm able to do that is just it's just amazing. It's completely amazing. And I'm honored to be able to provide that. And I'm glad that I found somebody who is on that same page. You know what I mean? Like, we go broke homeschooling. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done homeschooling when I was just making, $20 an hour. I was just barely, and I was the only income. But homeschool was more important to us. And for so many different reasons. We both worked in schools. My wife and I. Together, we have over 20 plus years in schools, working in middle schools. Together, combined. And all that equals, I would not put my child in school. And there's no diss to that. Like, different parents, because parents got to do what they got to do. But it's like, I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I will let God and my children. I believe I have a lot of faith in both of those entities, that they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. You know, we were sitting down here in our family meeting, and just the maturity level, right? Because they're not around tons of kids. My 13-year-old's not around a ton of kids, constantly being bombarded with all these different things. Yet she's so completely aware, right? All my kids can speak up, and they can all speak well. And I was like, whoa, that's tonight. We had a family meeting, and they were, you know, they like to give suggestions because they have stake in what we do as a family. They're part of this family. If they want to eat this, they say we're going to eat this, and they can either cook it or we can cook it. You know, they know how to cook. You know, they all know how to make eggs. At least if there's nothing else, there's there's eggs they can make, or being able to cook, you know, a patty or something like that, like a burger patty, a sausage patty. Being able to bake, they can do that. You know, they're learning how to, you know, my daughter, my 11-year-old, her artwork is phenomenal. We haven't taught her anything. We haven't put her through any classes. And her drawing is just like, she just sees things and copies it and then figures it out, which is so dope. You know, one day we caught her recording, and then like she recorded in time lapse and sped it up and all cool. And it's like, we don't even teach her any of these things. And this was before she was watching YouTube, you know? And so now she's a lot more developed in what is out there, and what you can consume. And so this idea that we go deeper and deeper within ourselves and we become aware, you know, and that's one of the things I want my kids to learn is be aware of yourself. Be aware of yourself and like what your capabilities are. You know what I'm saying? And then learn from that, and then be able to work together as a unit with your brothers and sisters. Be able to do that in such a dope way. Man, sorry about all this sniffling. It is what it is. This is real life, baby. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no show. Yet it is a show. What did I say? It's official. You're awesome. It's official. I'm gonna I'm gonna start fading pretty soon because this is chamomile tea, but I'll start winding down in a moment. But yeah, man, it's good, man. This is all part of the relationship experience. Being able to experience that relationship, being able to be there, present in every single moment. It's a decision you got to make as a husband, as a father. It's a decision every single day you come home. It's a decision that you got to make to say, how can I serve my family today? Is there anything that I can do to serve you or assist with what you're doing, help you? How can I help you? It goes a long way. And so as we, what's today, Thursday. So tomorrow we'll go live again. Okay. About 9 o'clock, 9:30ish, Hawaii time. And every day is going to be a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's just depending on my schedule, but I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just kind of like creating and being in that moment. Because I do have to set everything up. It takes me about 15 to 25 minutes to set everything up. And then I got to wind down. Because once I get to a certain level, when I get all hype and this and that, and my brain starts going, it's harder like afterwards to take it down. And to get back into that sleepy mode. But that's why we're going to introduce some teas for you. And we got the tunes and everything like that. And so as we wrap up, I just want to say that, I know for a fact there's people out there that deal with these sorts of issues in their own way when it comes to their father. And for men, we got to face these demons, you dig? And we got to take them by the balls. And then we got to be able to say, hey, look, this is not happening. This is not happening. I'm letting you know right now, this is not happening. And whatever I need to do to overcome this situation and every situation that I am going to face, I will do whatever it takes to make that happen. I will live on the street if I have to. That is what it is. And I will do it with great power. And I will do it with great honor. You know what I mean? And I will continue to wake up every single morning and be on my grind. And I know a lot of people don't like that word, but I'm not a lot of people, so I don't really give a care. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So as men, we go in greatness, no matter what. You dig? We stay focused and we stay on the grind and we stay to our purpose, and we don't deviate from our. Nobody can make us. It's funny, women. They always want to make you, move and this and that and try to trip you up. Nah, you ain't tripping this nigga up. Nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I wouldn't even let my own wife interrupt my purpose that God has called me on. If I'm on the path that God has called me on, nobody gets in that way. You dig? So yeah, we get hype on that one. We get hype on that because not even my wife, man, I'm telling you, it's different over here. It's different. It's just way different. The way we do things, the way we do family, it's just different, man. I keep it moving, yeah, keep it moving. I like that. Yeah, go ahead, Shazam this, man. I don't even know what this is, man. This is I typed in just a Shazam. What do you call that? Spotify. I just typed in lo-fi hip hop 2024 top 100. So this is part of that. They got the Wu-Tang in there. Sounds like little Redman maybe in there. Something in there that represents that East Coast. Tresho9, the relationship experience. We appreciate you. And you keep tuning in. Turn me up. Never turn me down. And let's get it going. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you maybe on a Saturday. We'll have the Found Fam on Sunday. That's going live about 4 o'clock, 4:30 on Sunday. Sunday, Soul Sunday. Sunday Fun Day. It goes down with the Found Fam. That's with my boys Gabe and Shocktimus Prime. I am DJ Swift. Yes, sir. And this has been great. Peace out. I'll let you listen to some tunes just a little bit more. I'm black out here. And we'll see you tomorrow around this same time. 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30. You know what I'm saying? It's a white time. It's whatever. Peace.